Welcome in to this Wednesday morning edition of Blue Sky Live here with you today. Chase Parham, Neal McCready. He's in the Clark Ford studio and my new setup here at home, courtesy of Realtree. Appreciate those guys, Realtree.com. Every day we'll discuss Ole Miss basketball. They lost, bad grammar there. They lost to Tennessee 84-66 last night in Knoxville. Fourth loss in a row. Chris Beard ejected in the second half. Also not a game to really make any sweeping observations from. We'll get into that, why, and all that kind of stuff coming up on today's show. Is this the week for at least an appeals verdict for Trinidad Chambliss? Probably lead the show with that here in a second. The NCAA Appeals Committee reconvening for, I believe, the third time on this case at this point. I'm getting Groundhog Day. I'm frankly getting sick of it, but we'll give you the latest on that and a number of other topics, including looking ahead in a little different way to some off-season projections. I didn't even tell Neal this before we started, but I noticed something and thought it was interesting this morning. So we'll get into that also with you today on a show brought to you every day by Blue Sky locations off the state of Mississippi, up and down I-55, North Mississippi, including the great work they did with the Oxford Exxon last week. Again, making sure they got open as fast as possible, fuel to people. I know they donated some fuel to people, made sure they took care of some generators and things like that with all of Winter Storm Fern's wrath on the area over the past week and a half, something like that here at this point. So appreciate those guys. Sweet Daddy's locations, most of those stops. They can take care of dinner for you, including right now, brisket, lunch specials, and plenty more. And again, coming to you from the Clark Ford studio is Mr. McCready.
Indeed. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for our friend Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. It's right to the bottom line. There's no hassle. There's no haggle. You get your quote, and the rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today. 662-257-1900. You'll love the products. You'll love the service. Corey and the people at Clark Ford want to be your car guy. They want to be your truck guy. They'll prove to you what that means when you make the call. 662-257-1900. Guest join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. From fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions, the pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi, providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit CampbellClinicOxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
Probably not Neal over there, but if you were planning on buying a bunch of snacks for Super Bowl Sunday coming up, it does not feel like Super Bowl is on Sunday. My interest level on that is like 2 out of 100 right now. Maybe it picks up as Sunday gets here, but I don't care. I kind of forgot about it when I saw a 4 days away social media graphic this morning. So that's where I'm
2
at.
2 out of 100. I'm trying to think if I'm higher.
I mean, it's higher than that probably because just simply baseline.
Okay.
But
to take the hyperbole away, where is your interest on a 1 to 100 scale?
If it's no higher than 25 for sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Mine's 15.
If any other NFC team, and I mean any other NFC team were in it, I would care at least a 45. I cannot stand the Seattle Seahawks. But I don't care enough to sit there and be a Patriots fan for the day either.
Yeah. If the Bears were in it, I would have a higher number because I just would.
I mean, I would be like 93 if it were the Rams.
If it were the Rams, I would be at least 30 or so. If it were Denver, I'd be at least 40 or so. Even with Bo Nix out, I would at least be interested. I like Mike Vrabel. Seems like a good guy. I really like Drake May. Seems like an awesome guy, frankly. But I don't care enough about it to be particularly interested. Like I don't know what I'm doing this weekend yet. But I'll be back in plenty of time for the game. It's just the two of us. And so I don't know that we're going to go, hey, let's go make a bunch of nachos, right? I mean, probably not. So it's my interest is probably somewhere between 5 and 15. like, I don't know that I'll be glued to it. And not for political reasons or anything like that at all, but I'm probably at that age group now where for me to be interested in the halftime show, you're going to have to throw me something sort of nostalgic.
Oh, I'm in that age completely. The only one that I've been at all geeked over was like the LA rap one a few years ago. That's about all I got.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have nothing against Bad Bunny, but I couldn't tell you a Bad Bunny song. And so I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I got to catch this halftime show.
No.
And so, and I'm not going to be the old man yelling at the clouds about it either. But the halftime's going to be a half hour that I'm probably going to check out if I was checked in, and getting me to check back in. Kind of be one of those deals where Laura goes, you want to watch an episode of Homeland? I'll be like, yeah, let's do that.
Well, and I'm so anti-Seahawks that if they're ahead, I'll just turn it off because I don't want to watch them win. It's kind of where I was with the Chiefs for so long.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm at. But
I get it. I don't know. This is – I forgot. Caroline sent a text yesterday in my group chat with her and Greg, like, hey, are we taping this week? And for a minute, I was like, what are you talking about this week? Oh, I was like, oh, yeah, we're supposed to do it.
There is a game left. What I was going to say was that this is kind of interesting, and I'll move on, but I try to find something a little offbeat for the start of the show most days. PepsiCo, the maker of Doritos, announced yesterday it's cutting the cost of most of its popular snacks up to 15% this week to appeal to Americans feeling the pinch in a K-shaped economy. Says that I did not know this part. This is what I found interesting. So the price of PepsiCo snacks climbed 4% the last 2 years, but prior to that, the 2 years before, double-digit percentages each in 2022 and 2023. So we're talking about very sizable chip and stuff increases over the last 4 years. Since 2020, retail prices for salty snacks across the industry were up 40%. I did not know that. I don't buy enough to recognize it, but that was kind of crazy to me. Sizing will remain the same. New sales tag will be advertised at a lower price. Doing it in time for the Super Bowl, where Americans spent $670 million on snacks last year. Yes.
Wow.
Tortilla chips, bestseller.
Yeah.
Probably Tostitos scoops, if I had to guess at the precise one.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of nacho recipes that you do where you put it, bake it, and then broil. It's really good. I just probably not going to do that on Sunday, because then I wake up on Monday and we have to go through the whole deal. I don't know. The game doesn't interest me. Not in a negative way. I'm sure 5:30 on Sunday I'll give it a whirl, but I'll be easily distracted.
Somebody asked me where it was yesterday, and it took me 45 seconds to remember. I did remember, but it took a minute.
Santa Clara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turkey asking a great question says, when is Mike Bianco's preseason press conference? Unless I've missed an email, I have no idea. And the season starts in 9 days. I'm wondering if the winter storm situation is either delaying or removing. I wouldn't think it's a complete removal, but I've heard nothing. It was the email that typically is in, it was not in. It only talked about credentials. So I don't know.
When's the first game?
Next Friday, February 13th.
You can still do it Tuesday.
It used to be the Monday of the opening week, and then they moved it back to the week before, I don't know, a couple years ago. But historically, if you can call it that, it was like the Monday of the opening week, which is the right time, because you can't, any more out than that. And it's the beginning of baseball. It needs to be the Monday or Tuesday of the first game. That is the appropriate time for that press conference. But again, I don't know. Maybe it's happened and I don't know it. I don't know. Beats me. But have not heard anything.
It's probably one of those deals where, hey, let's not overpromise something here. Because I don't know, what, you probably would. Did they have any kind of water damage internally at the stadium? Did a pipe bust.
They were a little worried about just the dirt and the soil and some stuff like that because from a practice on it standpoint, because in the morning you were getting the really hard frozen stuff. And then because of that being theoretically wet after that, it was getting stupid, mushy, and soggy later in the day. So you were having a hard time getting turf that made a lot of sense from being able to play on it. They got out of town. They were at Trustmark Park in Pearl for several days. They practiced down there, did all their intra-squads in Pearl. So that worked out. I wrote a story this morning about the age. I was playing off that Baseball America story that came out a few days ago and looked up Ole Miss's birthdays. They have 6 of their 9 everyday, most likely offensive players turning at least 23 this season. So they are a very old team. This year. Some of them are in the fall. But over the course of 2026, 6 of their 9 players are turning 23, which is notable.
Let her out. Let her play. Let her run in traffic. We'll see what happens. Free Pandora.
Hunter Elliott turns 24 this calendar year.
See, and he has another year if he wants it.
He does. I still am so confused on why that became some big story 2 weeks ago. Hunter knew last May that he had an extra year of eligibility, yet for some reason that became breaking news like 3 weeks ago. I'm not even making fun. I just have no clue how that even happened. I sent a text and I was like, "Didn't we know this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." I was like, "Okay, fine, it's good."
People got quotas, man.
It's all good. All right, let's talk. Speaking of quotas, let's talk Trinidad Chambliss and what I feel like the boy who cried wolf here. I'll be honest, because I've been I don't even know intentionally. I've just kind of been on this beat because I know certain people who are telling me things and kind of following the process. And
you went hardcore on this for a while.
It just kind of happened. I didn't intentionally do it.
You were like Dan Abrams for a few days. I'm not knocking.
No, I know.
It was interesting. My problem with this particular story is I sort of know how the book's going to end, and so I'm not particularly interested in chapter 7. Does that make sense? I know how the book ends.
I know. I get it. I know. Because, that's the thing is I keep doing all this day-to-day minutia, and then you go, and he's going to be the quarterback. Look, he's going to be the quarterback. And I don't know. He's just going to be the quarterback. Like, okay, fine.
For him, okay, so let me just spoil the end here.
You're fine.
For him not to be the quarterback, 2 things have to happen. 1, the NCAA has to deny his appeal. Plausible.
Oh, that's probably likely, but not a guarantee.
2, and this is an and, right?
It's 100%.
If 1, then 2 must happen also. 2, a local judge has to deny
the temporary injunction.
And that ain't happening.
You don't think so?
No.
You feel very confident about that.
So you now know the ending. And then all you have to do is have a cursory knowledge of how the legal system works. Slowly.
Glacial.
The season begins the first weekend of September. We know that. We're already to February. You're not going to get this fully resolved, for lack of a better word, a trial, the entire court proceeding by September. So he's going to be the quarterback.
I don't even know why I'm like this. I find interest in the NCAA two-phase process. So I can get down in the weeds a little bit because I find what they do so stupid. And it entertains me in a way and sort of surprises me, even though it never should surprise me. So one of the cruxes of this situation as it plays out, again, they met 2 to 3 Wednesdays ago. They asked for more information. They met then, I think, that Friday. Then they stopped. They're reconvening today. It's either at 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock. I don't know. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. The decision could be pretty immediate or it could be 2 weeks. There's no deadline. It's just whenever the hell they decide to tell you. You could find out this afternoon or you could find out in March. I don't know. So,
and it's always been that way.
Yeah.
In fairness to them, they've always operated in that manner.
But here's what I don't like, and this is sort of just in general with the organization, is they go over and over and over about player first, player first, player first. Here's what I'm doing, player first. They discuss in their bylaws, because Mars and Liston pointed these out in direct quotes, that a lot of times they're supposed to, or they try to, take the interpretation of the rule that best suits the player. And yet, they're not at a point here in this appeal where precedent's going to kill them if they rule in favor of Trinidad Chambliss. And a lot of the reason that we're still having to reconvene is about practice notes and differences between Division I and Division II. They are holding a lot of this up because Ferris State doesn't have a level of documentation, medically or otherwise, when Ferris State never had to have that level of documentation. That's not a Division II rule. So saying that Ferris State was going to keep a bunch of excessive documentation when it's not even in their purview for what they would need at their level at any point is ridiculous, number one. And then number two, the NCAA is almost trying this case in an appeals way, arguing that if Trinidad Chambliss was present at practice, that means he was not debilitated. So practice notes from Ferris State regarding Chambliss's availability or presence is a key part of this appeal situation today. It's one of the things they wanted from Ole Miss. It's one of the main parts of where this thing is going to go from a verdict standpoint. But Neil, what bothers me so much here is, number one, there's no way in hell Ferris State has extensive notes to what every player did at practice from those days. That is an impossibility. At best, it is going to be some GA that took a roll and said, this guy was here, this guy was here, this guy was here. Yeah. Well, I understand. I can squint and see the NCAA situation of, hey, if he was a full go at practice every day and he was in there busting it up at a scrimmage, that means he was not too incapacitated to be able to play. Okay, sure. The problem is you're going to have zero interpretation or documentation for that. All at best it's going to say was his body was on that field. Well, hell, we watch torn ACLs that are on the bike every day. We could go through with the strength guy. He could have been in sweats with a headset on for all we freaking know. It doesn't prove anything, yet I don't like how the NCAA publicly is pro-player, and yet when they get in these situations, they actually tried the case from a prosecution standpoint of trying to find a reason why it's not true. It just seems very two-faced to me as we move forward.
Yeah, I mean, I have two general thoughts on it. And again, we're trying to dissect Chapter 7 when we know the end.
I know.
But two things.
I mean, you watched the Titanic knowing it was going to sink, okay? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Did I tell you one time I had a friend tell me I ruined the ending of the movie?
Of the Titanic?
No, I swear to God. It was being serious. I was in high school. And we were talking about it, and she got pissed off because we were talking about the ship sinking. I would have
just given every possible
deer. Sorry, go ahead. You have two thoughts.
Yeah, one is these are academicians who've never been to a practice and don't realize that. There's lots of dudes typically at practice, in football especially, who are at practice and they are not fit to play. They're, like you said, on a bike or doing some sort of rehab where they come out to the practice and then they go into the rehab room and then they come back out. Some guys that are jogging on the side but clearly not able to run and cut, or like you said, sometimes guys are hurt to the point that they're just an observer at practice. That's common. And it's a lot of times these academician people don't think of it that way. And then two, and I think it's probably more this than anything, they know they're going to lose. They've read the end of this book too, but they're so concerned, understandably to some degree, please don't get mad at me, because they're so concerned about precedent. Mm-hmm. They're so concerned about the Oprah meme of, I'm paraphrasing, you get a 6th year and you get a 6th year and you get a 6th year. That it's like they maybe they feel, who knows, maybe they grant his appeal today and this conversation's completely moot. Moot, not mute. But I just kind of wonder if they're trying to make a record of, hey, we don't think this is a good idea on surface level, in general. Not detailed, but in general. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying I'm looking at it going, what could it be that they're really protesting? Because based on the facts and the way the thing works, I don't think the NCAA has a super good case. But if you told me that privately they're like, we just can't do something that sets a precedent for everybody getting a 6th year, I get it. I'm against it. I'm like, I'm fully in this right now. The box is open. Let her out. Let Pandora run. See what happens.
Yeah.
But their attitude is probably, look, we give Trinidad Chambliss a 6th year. We got to give Joey Aguiar a 6th year. We give Trinidad Chambliss and Joey Aguiar a 6th year. Well, what about the next guy that wants a 6th year?
Or you could know this is crazy. Just follow your protocol.
You could.
Shocking.
You could.
Just saying.
But I mean, I'm just trying to brainstorm what it is that they're probably thinking or maybe thinking, and that's what keeps coming up is,
yeah,
No,
it's completely what keeps coming up. Yes.
If you establish precedent of any sort, you make the crack bigger.
Mm-hmm. We'll come back and continue this compelling commentary in a second. Before we do that, NE Spark, the fastest, most reliable fiber internet option available. They're streaming the Rebels or connecting with family and friends. They offer both residential and business packages with speeds up to 2 gigabits. To learn more, register for service. That's nespark.com. Again, they've been doing a fantastic job staying active through Winter Storm Fern. So see if it's in your area. I saw the message board talking about a lot of people switching over to NeSpark. So again, that's nespark.com. You can see if it's available in your area. NeSpark, get connected, stay local.
Ole Miss had a great portal season. You can too. Do you have an old IRA or 401k with a former employer? Is that money stuck with the bad team, not living up to its full potential? Put that account in the transfer portal. Let a fellow Rebel professionally manage it for you. Andrew Sego with Sego Wealth Management will build a playoff caliber portfolio just for you. Book a quick discovery call today at rebelsretire.com or call 901-482-2676. Maybe you need tax savings strategies or retirement income planning. That's what they do every day. So give them a call at 901-482-2676 or book a discovery call online at rebelsretire.com. I've got a mailbag up at Rebels 24/7. It's brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Are you thinking of making a move? Put the power of Sotheby's to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email Art at arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com. We are also brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names. Same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, South Haven, Memphis, Olive Branch, those areas, call Southern 662-429-4429.
Podcast also brought to you by the Jackson Graber Group with GMFS Mortgage. Locally in Oxford, that's John Graber, local trusted mortgage lender. Help all home buyers with first home, new construction, refinance. Great in the condo financing market. He's an expert. It's a little weird, so let him help you out. Graduated from Oxford. Ole Miss alum, local in-house processing, underwriting, and servicing. You know the people helping you along the way. That is gmfsmortgage.com/JGG or 662-762-4502. All right, we'll see. Where are we going next? A few things there. Again, we'll have any coverage. I don't know how it breaks. I don't know how it moves, but whatnot. I see Chase Goodbread just said Bud Moore died. Who's Bud Moore? Alabama coach, player? Any idea?
I don't know.
Okay, that's not a one. Okay.
Condolences to his family.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Let me run a Google search here. Maybe it'll refresh my failing.
Did you see the how they made the college football playoff schedule even worse for next season? If that were doable?
No.
You didn't see this? Okay.
Bud Moore, former Alabama football player and coach. He's died at the age of 88.
Oh, okay. Thoughts with the Moore family. 26-27 schedule. You'll love this. You ready?
Sure.
This is next season.
Okay.
The quarterfinals, the Verbo Fiesta Bowl kicks it off on Wednesday, December 30th.
Okay.
Not New Year's Eve, the 30th.
Okay.
The other three, the Cotton Bowl, the Peach Bowl, and the Rose Bowl, Friday, January 1st. So a day in between with nothing on New Year's Eve.
Why did they not play a New Year's Eve game?
I don't know the answer to that.
Did that get bad ratings?
I don't think they were great, but I don't know the details.
Because you're not going to get... I mean,
you're not getting everybody sitting at home with the popcorn and the nachos on New Year's Eve.
Well, neither you nor I are big New Year's Eve people, but there are a lot of people who, by God, New Year's Eve is... And I'm not... this is what it is. I mean, different people...
Well, if you're in a relationship, it only takes one of the two people to at least drag you out of the house to some extent that night. You're not just sitting in front of the TV at 6:30.
Yeah,
Yes.
and when you say, hey, babe, let's watch a college football game tonight. That night might not end the way you're wanting it to end.
Here's what I don't like about it, and this actually bothers me more, and maybe it shouldn't. I would love to ask Pete or coaches and what they think here. You're giving, bad or good, depending on how you see rushed, you're giving an extra day to one of these teams for the semis. I mean, I don't like the disconnect on even the rest between the two, because you'll love this next part as I'm going.
Yeah, because I don't think this was the deciding factor at all in a Ole Miss Miami game. But I mean,
they had an extra day.
You told me that Miami's one extra day gave them just a little more juice, I might buy it. Now, again, that game was decided on other things. I'm not making that assertion.
They said that the Thursday night has an NFL game scheduled, and they're just simply avoiding the NFL.
Oh, well, I mean,
okay.
They've been consistent with this. They do not want to go up against the NFL.
Yeah. See, the Saints are playing in Paris next year.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Be an easy road trip.
Easy road trip. All that connection and stuff. It's fine. All right, here's the problem. The semifinals, Neil, they're the 14th and 15th.
So wait a minute. They're going to – okay, well, it takes your rest issue just went away.
As somebody said yesterday, they could take a European vacation and get back and still do full prep between these two games. Yes, so a team is going to play on December 30th and not play again until January 14th, and then the January 1st to January 15th. That is the Capital One Orange Bowl and the All-State Sugar Bowl. So the Sugar Bowl is on January 15th this year.
So it's so stupid.
Would you like to guess the date of the national championship?
Oh, I know it. It's January the 27th next year.
Oh, I thought it was the 25th. It's the 27th? Okay, even worse. I think it's the 25th, but either way.
So we're not playing on the weekend of the 7th and 8th because of the portal, I assume?
I don't know. Is that when Army and Navy play? Or are we just giving it to them?
No.
Oh, you mean January. Sorry. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
The calendar has such an easy fix. It's why they'll never do it, because it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
The calendar's an easy fix. You move signing day to the first weekend of February.
January 25th, 2027.
Okay.
Vegas.
You because when I think college football, I think Vegas.
You've been to a bowl game there.
I have. You move the signing day to February. The kids can still enroll in January. They've done it before. It's easy. Nothing's binding anyway. Pandora, let her run free. And then you move the portal period to late spring. It's easy. Eliminate spring football and allow NFL-style OTAs. Done. Fixed. Done. Right then. It's done. Completely done. Fixed. Don't give me, please, the people that do it, you're wrong. The people that go, well, you got to have them in for the spring. No, you don't. You can, they're there all summer. Every day.
Is Ole Miss doing a traditional spring situation?
I've not heard. Supposedly, the announcement was supposed to have come this week, but with school closed, it's been pushed back.
60 days from the end of the regular season to the championship game. And we make fun of the NBA playoffs.
People make fun of the NBA games. Stop.
I think it was Marcelo yesterday that said the calendar midpoint of the season is like November the 13th.
People get mad at me when I say stuff, so I'm trying to stop saying it. I will simply say there is a fix to the calendar. It's not complicated.
The 27-28 season, the quarterfinals are the 31st for the Sugar Bowl. It's normal. No, not normal. The day before. So, hey, the Sugar Bowl's having to do 2 years in a row without a New Year's Day. And then Saturday is Fiesta, Chick-fil-A, Peach, and Rose, the 1st, so 31st and 1st. Semifinals the 13th and 14th. So, again, they're pushed back like 5-6 days. And those are the Capital One Orange Bowl and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
I mean, again, this is just so easy. You move everybody up to play a week 0 game. You make week 0 week 1. Fix that. Like week 0 makes no sense when a team plays in week 0 and they play in week 1, but it's their second game. It's the dumbest thing. Play week 1, everybody move it up, start the season. Everybody's ready for football by then. You've had all summer. The teams are ready. Yeah, it's hot, but it's no hotter than it's going to be Labor Day weekend. Move the games up. Let everybody play a game. Get the regular season done, and then go right into the postseason. You could still play national championships on like January the 8th. You could easily do it. It's so easy. You could easily do it. Move the signing period to the Wednesday in February where it used to be. Make the portal period April or something, and then eliminate spring football. Just take it away. No one's allowed to have it. And have NFL-style OTAs. Go into preseason camp, or if you want to call it fall camp, whatever you want to call it, go into camp a week earlier. You can start camp like July the 25th-ish instead of August 1st. There, you solve that problem too. You're good. All done.
I think it was just a trial balloon, or at least at this point. But I posted this morning, Kendall Rogers floating out there that they're contemplating moving the start of the college baseball season to the first weekend in March, which would remove at least 2 weeks to the season. Or sorry, it would back it up because you're not cutting the game schedule. I hate it because I'm going into now Omaha is running into what, July 7th?
Yeah, I mean, look.
I get the problems, and it's being headed up by Backage. He was at Michigan. He understands the problems for a lot of the country. But, come on.
So this is, again, we're doing common sense. The following is not a criticism whatsoever of college baseball. I've actually grown to like it over the last few years. I told Chase that the first weekend of SEC play, I've gotten where I turn it on, different games, keep an eye on it. I've developed, I think Chase would agree with this, over the last few years, a pretty good working knowledge of the other SEC teams. Fair?
Yep, fair.
Okay. But it's still, and when I say this, I don't mean this in a negative way. It's still a regional / niche sport, college baseball, just by geography. In the same way that college hockey is a regional / niche sport. Doesn't mean it's not good because it's quite entertaining. Omaha gets good ratings. People like it. Who's going to focus on college baseball. SEC, most of the Big 12, if not all of the Big 12.
And a good bit of the ACC.
Most of the ACC, if not all of the ACC. And then, Sun Belt, handful of other programs. For the most part, it's a southern, western sport. In the same way that hockey is a northeastern, upper midwestern sport. Is what it is. Everything doesn't need to be fixed. You've got all the portal issues that you have.
The calendar works.
Yeah, you have all the portal issues that you have. You've finally resolved a lot of the Major League Baseball draft stuff. I just think you should just leave it the way that it is. It basically works. Yes, is it cold? Of course. Does the weather wreak havoc early? Sure. But SEC teams are going to be judged on the 30 games they play in the SEC.
Joey Aguilar has been granted a temporary restraining order against NCAA eligibility rules by a Knoxville judge. Breaking news.
Tunner.
I reiterate, judges are elected.
Pandora, run.
Yes.
Look at her run. She's so happy. Look at her. Just free.
Okay, Adam Sparks is a really good reporter out of Nashville. So I'm not making fun or asking criticism. I'm asking a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is seeking a temporary and then permanent injunction. Sparks says he got a restraining order. Is he misinterpreting what he got, or is there something different in what their attorneys are asking for?
Chase, I simply don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with I did Tony Basillo's show yesterday, and they mentioned Aguiar, but I think it was more in passing. They were asking about Trinidad.
Okay. Well, I know we're all shocked. A Knoxville judge has given him the...
Do you blame a Knoxville judge?
No.
I don't. I mean, it's got to live there.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of our spring was going to be discussing a court case that happens February 12th in Pittsburgh, Mississippi.
Well, it's not going to be college basketball, so
it's not.
I mean, at some point maybe we will have the pre-show show on the show because it would be interesting, I think. I mean, what would, in all seriousness, for a minute, I mean, if you're the judge in North Mississippi who declares Trinidad Chambliss' career over, good luck. Not going to have a good day.
Be the most We Are Ole Miss moment ever, wouldn't it? They're the one school that gets denied on the local injunction.
It's just not going to happen. Thank you, Brent. That's very nice of you to say. I enjoy doing Tony's show. I like Tony.
Says Adam Sparks is in Knoxville now. I was not aware of that, but either way. Okay.
Yeah.
He was with the Tennessean for a long time in Nashville, so that's why I was just assuming. I'm not up on some of those. It wasn't moved to Calhoun County. That is where Judge Whitwell's normal rotation is for that day. It simply was a scheduling standpoint of where that's located. It was not some change of jurisdiction or anything like that. That's in his district or his territory or whatever they call it. So that's not something to make anything of. That was normal.
Again, you have a judge that serves a multi-county area. Things are not going to be expedited. No one's going to say, "Hey, man, listen, we got this football season.
Need to get this thing going by July here, guys. Let's move."
Come on, that's not how this works.
No. All right, I want to go somewhere else, and we're still going to hit basketball, but I think we can give too much weight to last night if we're not careful. So I want to talk about something else for a minute.
Okay.
Because, like I said, look, is Ole Miss basketball in deep trouble from this season? Over, call it what you want to call it. Yeah, of course. But last night was not a microcosm of those problems, in my opinion. I said I wasn't talking about it, then I'm justifying not talking about it by talking about it. But my point is, they just simply lost a game on the road to a really talented team and got their ass kicked last night. What Beard did was interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when you're going, this team sucks, last night wasn't the prime example you should be using to do that. There are a lot of other games that we could have that discussion for as we move forward. I mean,
Tennessee's a second weekend team.
Yeah, you just got popped in Knoxville when their two best players were playing really well.
They were at home. Jacoby Gillespie played really well. The big kid played well. And then, look, Nate Ament is special. There's a reason that every superpower in the country recruited Nate Ament. There's a reason that NBA scouts and GMs are at all the Tennessee games. There's a reason that he's going to go 4th, 5th, 6th in the NBA draft. He's a special, special player.
Yeah.
And he's played really well now for 3 or 4 games.
All right, so I'll get there in a minute, but I'm saying that because I'm moving on to a random football topic, so I'm justifying what I'm doing, but I don't know. It's my show, our show. I can do what I want. So I laughed at this exercise, and don't blame it because it's where we are. It is what we do. I get it. I'm not criticizing. I'm laughing at us as an industry is what I'm doing here.
Okay.
But our friend Michael Bratton put out 2026 season projections following the transfer portal season or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Again, content gives him things to talk about. I don't blame him. It's not a shot in any way. But this is interesting. And this is more what I want to talk about. I think we're completely undervaluing, even though we're talking about and acknowledging it, what this ninth SEC game is doing. Because here's my setup. On January 18th, Michael Bratton put out, and that's after the portal closed. It closed the 16th. He put out his power rankings for 2026. Okay? So, and the reason I like these as opposed to let's just go through schedules and do toss-ups is he has to make it make sense. If a team wins a game, the same team has that loss on their schedule. I mean, he did the entire conference schedule, so it matches and fits. It's not simply what can this team do. Those are two totally different things.
Sure.
He has Ole Miss number 1 in his power rankings for 2026.
Okay.
He has Georgia 2, Oklahoma 3, Texas 4, A&M 5, LSU 6. Okay?
Okay.
Whatever. Again, I don't care about the actual rankings. It's not my point.
Yeah.
Don't give a crap.
Yeah.
All right. The only other analysis that he's pointed out in this, while he still has Ole Miss 1, and this comes from Brad Powers, but he tweeted it. College football teams with the best records in one-possession games in 2025. Tulane 5-0, BYU 4-0, Indiana 4-0, Navy 4-0, Oklahoma 4-0, Houston 5-1, Kennesaw 5-1, Ole Miss 5-1.
Okay.
History says those teams have a 78% chance at a worse record in the next season. Okay.
Regression to the mean.
Correct. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Here's the deal, and I'm just going to do this quickly. I'm going to give you his projected records of the teams, okay? And here's my point. Okay. Knowing what we know and knowing where college football sits today, how many of these teams are going to be happy with what he's projecting, okay? Like where, hey, you're thrilled, you're good. Because, again, there are statistically, this is improbable, this is a guarantee. There are going to be how many ever more losses this season in SEC play? Because, by God, there's more games. Somebody has to lose them. So if 10-2 is the bar, if 11-1 is the bar, that's that much harder across the board. We'll see how the College Football Committee handles this as it plays out. Again, 2 years ago, 10-2 was a lock. Last year, you were screwed. So we'll see as more sample size comes into this thing. Speaking of the other side of this, teams that had the worst records in one-possession games last year, Arkansas 0-6, Auburn 0-6, Florida State 0-4, Kansas State 1-5, Penn State 1-5.
Okay.
81% chance of improvement per history.
Yeah. Progression to the mean.
Makes sense. No issue.
Sure.
All right.
It's in baseball. Like there was a couple years ago, the Baltimore Orioles made the wild card.
Yeah.
And their record in one-run games.
I saw it, yeah.
It was something insane, like 47-11 or something, and people were like, dude, they're falling off next year.
Yeah, that's an impossibility. Take the under.
They fell off the cliff. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so you're good. Here we go. Let me find it. I'm scrolling down. Sorry, I buried the lead. All right.
This is for me
all right.
being This is where me being off of X, I have no idea what Michael's done.
Okay, so here we go. Vanderbilt 5-7. Pissed at Clark Lee?
They would be disappointed. Yes.
Yeah. Mississippi State.
Yeah. I was in Nashville the other day, and my hotel room overlooked the football stadium. They've done a remarkable job with that stadium. Really, really pretty.
Oh,
Congrats.
Really?
Seriously. Yeah. No. Totally serious. That place used to be an absolute dump, and it looks really nice. Good for them. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. BWL says 9-3 is the new 10-2. I agree. It's the point I'm making. Okay. Here we go. Vanderbilt 5-7. Might be the new 11-1. All right.
Go ahead.
And Vanderbilt 5-7. State 3-9. Jeff Lebby will get fired if he goes 3-9 next season.
Whatever. Sure.
Kentucky 3-9.
I think they'll be better than that, just based on I think the coaching is going to help them. But whatever.
I mean, here's the problem: is the schedule's not exactly cake. He has. I mean, again, I'm not doing this for every team, but for Kentucky, he has them losing to Alabama, A&M, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Missouri, and Florida, and Vanderbilt. I mean,
I don't know.
Arkansas 4-8.
Sure.
Okay, whatever. A&M 8-4. Not happy. Out of the playoff. You're okay. You're 8-4 is the new staple. Nobody's getting fired. Nobody, other than some asinine, crazy ass fan bases. 8-4 is not getting you fired, most likely. But hey, let's figure out a way to do better at most places.
You're pissed. Fans are checked out at 8-4. If the 4 come early, checked out.
So they have them losing a September 26th away game in Tiger Stadium.
Okay.
A October 24th away game in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
A November 21st away game in Oklahoma.
Well, if you're going to lose 4, this is the way to lose them.
And Texas in the finale at home.
Okay.
They have Texas at 11-1. Horns are thrilled, and they will be the number 1 seed in the college football playoff if that happens.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. Again, I don't care about who it is.
Who's their one loss? Who did they lose to?
They have them losing the Red River rivalry against Oklahoma.
Okay.
On October the 10th.
That's a big win for Stoops.
Be a huge win for Stoops.
Whatever his name is. Venables.
9-3, Tennessee.
Tennessee's what?
9-3. So back-to-back 9-3s.
I mean,
you're okay, but hey, Jeremy, we need you to get there. I mean, Josh, we need you to get there. Jeremy Pruitt is not their coach. Josh Heupel, sorry. 9-3.
Okay.
South Carolina 7-5. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that feels correct. They feel 7-5 to me.
I don't know who's on their team.
And we're Sellers.
Okay.
Oklahoma 10-2.
They'd be happy.
They'd be thrilled, happy.
Yeah, sure, should be.
Losses to Florida away and Georgia away.
So he's got Oklahoma beating Ole Miss.
He does.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Missouri 7-5.
They would be unhappy.
They would be unhappy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss 9-3. It's a good season. It's a good season.
I don't know how.
You can't be pissed at 9-3.
You're
going to be pissed on September the 19th.
So he's got him losing to LSU, Oklahoma, and who?
Texas.
Yeah.
Beating Louisville, beating Georgia.
Yeah. Well, they've beaten Georgia 3 of the last 5 times.
Yeah. Wins over Louisville, Charlotte, Florida, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Auburn, Georgia, Wofford, Mississippi State. 9-3.
Yeah.
9-3 could get in because you got to win over Georgia. So if we get into this 9-3 race, that win over Georgia looks damn good right now. LSU.
Yeah. You would need LSU to have a huge record so that loss at home didn't hurt you.
9-3 for LSU.
9-3.
Mm-hmm.
Who do they? LSU loses to who?
He has them losing at home to Texas, in Knoxville, and then he has kind of a lane special here. He has them losing to Auburn on October 24th.
Okay.
Yep. Georgia 11-1 with the only loss to Ole Miss.
Well, they would take that right now.
Oh, sign me up.
Kirby would say, go ahead.
We'll go lose in Oxford, and we're good.
No problem.
Yeah. Florida 8-4. They'd be happy with John in year one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Losses to Ole Miss, Missouri, Texas, and Georgia.
Yeah, they would take that. That would ratchet up the expectations for 2027, but sure.
Auburn 7-5.
Frankly, they should be happy with that because
they should be happy with that.
They have not been a 7-5 program.
And he would give you that big win at home over LSU. Again, in Michael Bratton's world. Don't yell at me.
Yeah.
Wins over Baylor, Southern Miss. I think that's Southern Miss. Vanderbilt, LSU, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Samford.
Okay.
Alabama 9-3.
They'd want to fire him.
They want to fire him.
Mm-hmm. Alabama, of all the teams in the SEC, I think the one that's going to struggle the most to adjust to this new reality is Alabama. More than LSU, more than Georgia, more than Florida, more than Texas, I think it's going to be Alabama.
I mean, look, we have a great here's a great example. Two people I really like in the thread. You guys hear every day. You have really good points almost every day. BWL, I'd take 9-3 all day long. Doors, I'm unhappy at 9-3 with what returned. 9-3 is a weird spot for teams who expect the college football playoff. Not bad, not good, just weird. I mean, you're not getting consensus with your fan base.
9-3, you're probably not getting in, Chase.
No, I mean, I'm probably, but again, here's the problem. With these SEC standings, there would be a tie, there would be a 4-way tie at 9-3.
Well, they're not all four getting
in the SEC. You would have 3 teams in. You would have Texas in at 11-1, Georgia in at 11-1, and Oklahoma in at 10-2.
Okay.
And then you would have Bama, Tennessee, LSU, and Ole Miss at 9-3. I think I have that right.
1 to 2 of those would get in. All 4 of them are not getting in.
Yes. Ole Miss would have the best win, but they would have, a loss. I think Ole Miss actually would be in really good shape if a team at 9-3 there. Because
credit to Lane Kiffin here. Lane, if you're listening, don't say that I never say anything positive. Lane Kiffin consistently said from day one that going to a 9-game schedule without some assurances from the committee was a mistake. And that it would cost an SEC team that would otherwise have gotten a playoff bid. He did. Yeah. He said it to me. He said it publicly. He said it to me privately. He never wavered on that. Credit where it belongs. Because a lot of coaches weren't willing to get out there on that. He was.
Yeah. Again, as we move forward, just a thought. I read that and went,
because you're not.
Here's the issue here.
If those. And look, Mike's just doing some February content, and I don't blame him. Frankly, it's the shit we should do more of. But when we do it and we get something wrong, it just gets held against us in this weird way that bothers both of us, frankly. But in a world where he nails this and he gets it exactly right, at least 2 and maybe 3 of those 9-3 teams aren't getting in, and people are furious.
Yeah, it just shows you we're in a little different world. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. I thought that was interesting, worth noting as I was running through his thing is 9-3, 8-4, and kind of where it moves moving forward should it play out like that. We'll take our second break and tell you, does your home and auto insurance keep going up? Let the folks at the firm, a proud Liberty Mutual and Safeco Insurance agency partner, take a look. Founded by Ole Miss alum Bryden Hayden, they service the entire Southeastern Conference. Let their team of licensed professionals review your insurance needs and get put together coverages to protect you and your family without breaking the bank. Schedule a consultation by calling 662-236-1101. Our staff at thefirmsouth.com.
We're presented by ENT Physicians of North Mississippi as the largest private ENT practice in the state. Their goal is simple, delivering fast, expert, comprehensive care for patients of all ages with ENT, allergy, sinus, dizziness, balance, and voice-related needs. With same-day or next-day appointments with ENT urgent care for that annoying cough or sore throat, in-office CT scans, and same-day allergy testing. and access to their comprehensive audiology team, offering a full range of services from hearing aids and custom hearing protection to potential surgical options. ENT physicians of North Mississippi are committed to removing barriers to care. They now have new locations in New Albany and Starkville, in addition to Tupelo, Corinth, and more. Get more details at entnorthmississippi.com or call 662-844-6513. Arnett's Fine Jewelry is a fourth-generation jeweler located in the old Lammons building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. You got 10 days until Valentine's Day. It's perfect for gifts for occasions such as Valentine's Days, birthdays, graduations, anniversaries. They've got flexible bangles, diamond pendants, earrings, and everything else you could be looking for. At Arnett's, they want to be your jeweler. And we're brought to you by the College Corner. They've got all of the polos, tees, hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets, hats that you're looking for as you get ready for baseball season right around the corner as well. So they've got more than 4,000 square feet of the best Rebel gear here in Oxford, right there off of Sisk at the Oxford Commons, across the street from the secret Chick-fil-A. They got plenty of parking. Their staff's going to have you in and out, ready for Swayze in no time. All the brands that you're looking for: Nike, Horn Legend, Champion, Antigua, just to name a few. You can also visit them online at collegecornerstore.com. And it's always a good day to have a Coors Banquet. Since its inception in 1873, Coors Banquet has been brewed in the same tradition of the original 150-year-old recipe. Banquet is crafted with 100% Rocky Mountain water, so when you're enjoying a banquet, you are drinking history. And we're brought to you by Argent Wealth. Call Argent Wealth's 401k advisory services team today, and they'll conduct a complimentary, no-obligation benchmarking and analysis of your current 401k plan. Mention that you heard about Argent Wealth on BlueSky Live or MPW Digital. You get 10% off your first year's fees. It's myargentwealth.com.
Podcast also brought to you by New Albany Pharmacy and Solutions. That's newalbanypharmacy.com, 140 Fairfield Drive in New Albany. You can contact them at 662-539-7777. Family-owned pharmacy with excellent service, wide range of gifts for all ages, home decor, jewelry, and more. Tell them you heard about them from MPW Digital. Get 15% off any non-medical purchase. And podcast brought to you by Horn Legend, hornlegend.com. Rebel Relief is the code that gets you free shipping. Also giving you 20% of those, of the sale going toward relief efforts in Oxford. That's the local Ole Miss official disaster fund there for relief. Again, Rebel Relief is the code. 20% of the sales going toward those efforts. Ole Miss related items, jackets, vests, college football playoff gear, all that stuff. And again, also free shipping there. Horn Legend taking care of you with some women items and then tons of men items in different categories. Great things. I've got one of their hoodies on right now. So again, hornlegend.com and click MPW Digital in the drop down. We would appreciate that. So last night, Ole Miss falling 84-66 in Knoxville to Tennessee. We talked about it for a few minutes a second ago. A game that was close at the half.
It was close at the half. People got mad at Jimmy Dykes last night. I don't know Jimmy, so I'm not speaking for a friend or anything. He didn't articulate the point particularly well, but his point, if you were following the game, he was right, which was Tennessee was missing a bunch of bunnies at the basket. Some of that was Ole Miss's active hands. Some of that was Ole Miss was playing really hard, making it uncomfortable for Tennessee at the basket. But regardless, Tennessee was missing a bunch of bunnies at the basket. Ole Miss was staying in the game, hitting threes. The rebounding differential was 40-23. The offensive rebounding differential was 17-7. Tennessee had a distinct size advantage in that game. They were just bigger. I led with size matters. We can all joke about it, but in basketball, size matters. And Tennessee's just a much bigger team. This was always going to be a difficult match. This isn't a great matchup. Ole Miss isn't a particularly big team. Their bigs aren't two-way players. You have Casilla, who is a decent defensive player, limited offensively. Malik Diaz, more of a perimeter player than he's certainly not a physically imposing defensive player. This was going to be a problem, and it was. And then once Tennessee started making shots, I mean, Jacoby Gillespie goes 5 for 10 from 3. Nate Ament, a tremendous freshman, so good. Gets to the free throw line 10 times. It was 9 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3. You're just not winning that game. And you can get into the way the game was officiated, and Chris wasn't happy with it. But I think that was more him taking up for his kids for playing really hard than it was truly being remarkably upset with the whistle. My opinion.
His quote after the game, have it here, says, "You have a Hall of Fame coach here, first ballot, one of the best who's ever done it." Obviously speaking about Rick Barnes. I think if you look back to some spots in his career, he had to fight for his program. I think that's where we are with Ole Miss right now. The free throw differential in this game and foul differential in this game, frustrating from a coach's standpoint and a player's standpoint. It's never personal. These are the best officials in college basketball. I can say things like that because I've been at all different levels. I know what average officials look like. These are the best. But in tonight's game, the free throw differential, the fouls call differential, at some point as a coach, you have to fight for your players.
Yep.
It's exactly what happened tonight. All you can ask for is a consistent whistle. If you're going to call a post-defense foul on that end, call a post-defense foul on the other end. It wasn't the difference in the overall final score of the game, but at some point you have to fight for your players. That was the objective tonight in that moment. The story is Tennessee played really well tonight. They're well coached, and the best 2 players showed up tonight in a big-time way.
100%. Yeah. Sometimes you do something in that game to get your team to play harder in the next game. They played really hard. And again, there are no moral victories in the SEC, but they played really hard. Look, I get this question a lot, and it's fair. We're halfway through the SEC season, and they're 3-6 in the league. Tyler has a stat in the stream. In 9 SEC games, Ole Miss's opponents have made more free throws than Ole Miss has attempted in 6 of the 9 games. Their record's 3-6. Yeah, it's a great stat. Inside that stat, when you break it down, is this: Ole Miss is a team that struggles to get downhill. Why? Because they struggle. They don't have the players to get downhill.
We said it yesterday, 360 in 2-point length.
They take a lot of bad shots. Why? Is it just because they're stupid? No. Is it because that's what they draw up in practice? Hey, let's take some deep 2s tonight, guys. No. They have a hard time getting downhill. There's a shot clock. Some of those deep 2s are late in the shot clock. In fact, most of them are. AJ Storr takes a lot of those shots. It's kind of his game, and he makes some of them. So I actually sort of give him the pass, if you will. But a lot of times it's 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and that's just where you are. And at the end of the season, people say, why don't you ask Chris now? It's fair, because he's not going to answer it now. Because he still has a team that as long as they play hard for him, he's going to coach hard. He's going to lock in on this team, as he should. Now, do I expect stunning differences in the second half of the season from the first half? No, I really don't, honestly. They do get 6 of their last 8 at home. That's going to help, I think. They just don't have, in a league full of pretty good teams, they just don't have that one guy to go get it. Now, I think Patton Pinkins might end up being that guy, but probably not this year. Does a lot of really good things. They just, Camerdine and Malik don't work great together from what I see. Chris and the staff might disagree with that. What I see. I think they struggle to get Storr to fit in with everybody else doing what they're trying to do. And sometimes I think you end up with some subpar defenders on the floor. You end up really small. And with this team, when they get down 9, 10, 11 points, you've got to start thinking about getting your shooting in the game. And their shooting is small and not great defenders. And so I think the story that will be interesting at the end of the season is, hey, if you had a do-over in the portal, what would you have done differently? If you could go back knowing what you know today and redo the portal last time, would you have spent more on the front end? Because I think, and they might correct me, and if they do, I'll stand corrected. I think they, and it's new, so this isn't really a criticism of Beard and his staff. This is just really new times, and you had to sort of thread the needle on this. The initial prices were really expensive, and they didn't go buy a lot of the big ticket items. You ever watch Grocery Games?
I've seen it, yeah.
It's a stupid show, and for some reason I kind of like it. So you have some money, and you have to decide when to spend it. And a lot of times people in the show, they're trying to save their money for the end of the show. And they end up not getting to the end of the show because they don't buy the good ingredients in the first round, and they get bounced. And I think they were trying to save their money for the end of the show. I think they thought the market was going to correct itself, and I don't know that it ever really did. And they made some mistakes. He's not going to say that on February the 4th, nor should he. It'd be wrong to go, yeah, we shouldn't have added this guy. Now that guy comes to practice and you're like, hey, play really hard for me today.
And you don't get to buy more groceries. You're stuck. There's no trade deadline.
This is your pantry.
Yeah.
I mean,
your chop basket is not very good right now. Is what it is.
We really need some filet mignon in here right now. Don't have it. Can't get it.
Yeah, you got quinoa, sardines, and passion fruit. Good luck.
You got a can of tuna over there.
Yeah.
Good luck. It's just where it is. They made mistakes.
On two levels, probably talent and possibility, and on adjustment time, transition time. Cameron not a bad player. He hasn't adjusted. I think Dorsey's right. It's two different things.
Precisely right.
Again, different sports. The story on baseball this morning, Carl was talking about it. He goes, a prospect and a good college baseball player are two totally different things. It's not even close to the same thing. He goes, my only concern is run production and limiting run production. I do not care what they do at the next level. Not saying you don't want the 18-year-old superstar, but those guys are getting fewer innings and fewer at-bats by the day.
Yeah, they're not ready.
Well, their transition is only getting harder because the rest of the roster is getting older.
Yeah.
They're no longer competing against 20-year-olds. They're competing against 22 and 23-year-olds.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I know this is shocking, but I've seen the stats this morning because I wrote some of them. The guys in their final year of eligibility have higher batting averages, more strikeouts on the mound, and fewer walks than everybody else. Yes, because they've been through it, and they've played 200 freaking games.
Yeah.
And mentally, they're better suited for it. They know sometimes it's going to suck, and that's all right.
Sure.
Owen Pano's not a bad college baseball player. He's never had failure before in his life, and he got his ass kicked last year. And you got to recover from that.
And you're younger, and you're closer to the transition from being home.
Yeah.
There's a maturity difference, all those things. 22, 23-year-old kids, they've been away from home for a minute. They've kind of adjusted to life without.
Austin Foley had 20 plate appearances at Kentucky. Last year, he hit 21 home runs for Ole Miss, but you know what he also is now? He's 22 years old. Been around for a minute.
Yeah.
In basketball, you're seeing the same thing.
Has had the ability to learn from failure.
I mean, again, I'm not picking on a kid, but yes, I mean, Ole Miss, from a budget standpoint, from what they anticipated, they're just getting killed on a few guys. Like, I mean, again, it's not criticizing the person individually to say they simply are not getting anything out of James Scott when they expected so much, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, it's very true. I think they thought they were probably getting a different player.
Yeah,
and it didn't. And it happens. Yeah, it's just interesting. You and I were talking about this. I mean, like it was a very interesting thread on the board. There's a couple of like pretty hyperbolic threads, but there's one that's really interesting where someone's like, "Hey, you could just stop covering them,"
which is hyperbolic in a way, but
it is, and I get it. I get what you're saying. I think it would set a remarkably terrible precedent, but it's still an interesting story. It's just different now. It's not. It's different. There's a lot that they, again, what they say publicly and what they think privately are two different things. And it will be fascinating to see what they learn from this. And people do the whole Chris Beard, is he really elite? Yes, he really is.
He's got to do better in this one area. Duh.
Got it, but he's got to fix it. He knows it. Got to fix this.
Yeah.
It's probably, there's no probably to it. There's no question what human being on the face of the earth is more consumed with what has happened to this basketball team. Chris Beard.
Yeah. Him.
And last night he fought for his team because his team fought for him.
Mm-hmm.
But that had nothing to do with that game. That was not, hey, we would have won this game if we had a different whistle. No, that was, we've got other games to play, and I need you guys to know that I'm going to, as long as you'll fight like this, I'll fight for you.
Yeah.
And that was also to try to get a different whistle moving forward.
We'll take our final break, come back in 1 second. Before we do that, I'll tell you about Chicory Market, chicorymarket.com, located right there on North Lamar in Oxford, Midtown Shopping Center, your place to get tons of vegetables, fruit options, meats. They have dry goods. They have specials every single month that kind of rotate on a bi-weekly basis there at Chicory Market. They're stocked. They're ready for you, and they've got this supper club coming up. Again, it's on Valentine's night, 7 o'clock. You get a 4-course meal from Heath Johnson and his crew. Heath was part of the City Grocery team that won the Beard Award a few years ago. I've done it multiple times this year. Great place to get dinner, easy to park, go in, everything taken care of ahead of time, and they will get you fed there on Valentine's night. So again, that's chicorymarket.com. Go to the events page to sign up for the supper club.
We're brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. I had someone send me a message yesterday about planning a trip to Maine, and I said you should definitely use John because he would be able to put together a trip for you that you probably wouldn't be able to put together for yourself. You want to make a special trip, one that creates a lifetime of unique memories, get in touch with John. Give him some parameters. Give him a budget. It's really important. And then let him give you some options. And no, you don't have to live in or near Memphis to take advantage of his services. 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net. First-time clients can save $50 off their first booked trip just by telling John you heard about Regency Travel on MPW Digital. Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. I'll finish the beard thing with this. It's in the stream. There's a reason that Chris was offered the A&M job. There's a reason that had John Calipari not gone to Arkansas, Chris would have been offered the Arkansas job, my opinion. I could be wrong. And there's a reason where we'll use Tennessee as the example. If you told me that Rick Barnes announced his retirement, I think you would see Chris's name on the short list there. Not saying he would get the job. He would absolutely be on the list of people that they would talk about internally. He's very, very good. In this environment, if you make eval mistakes, and they did, you won't win. But it's a year-to-year sport now. It's not a program sport. Of all of the three sports, it's the least program sport. There are coaches in college basketball today, not going to name names, I know this for a fact, who literally are trying to figure out ways to get kids to commit for 2 years. Not 4 years, Chase, not 3, 2. They're trying to get kids to commit for 2 years so that they can have some sense of continuity inside their program. It's a different sport, but he's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach. A gifted coach. But this is a new environment, and he will have to further adapt to it, and I promise you he knows that. But you can't do the adapting in February. Not publicly, because like Chase said, you got your basket. They're not putting anything else in the basket, and you don't get to make a trade right now. The NBA trade deadline is Thursday. The college basketball trade deadline is not for another couple of months. Mm-hmm. You don't get to make a deal now.
You get to wear it and sit in it. That's what you get.
Yeah, you get to just sit in it. And I promise you they're sitting in it, and they fully know.
Random here, off sports for a minute, but people are interested in this topic. I was listening to Richard's show this morning, and he had on Nicole Boyd, state senator for this district, and she was saying that, and I didn't catch all of it because I was doing pod prep and kind of working, but they're going to spend the next year, and I think there's some at least renewed interest. Maybe that's the way to put it, because they see it benefiting all levels, not just the top levels, of some type of separation where every school in Mississippi has its own board moving forward. So just something to kind of watch. It's the first time I've heard that with that much, at least attention. Let's call it attention. Let's put that word on it. And it's not in this session. It's not tomorrow or anything. But I'll get Nicole on. We'll talk about it. But I found that a little interesting this morning as he was talking. So
to the people who mentioned Alabama as being able to add players, touche.
That is really good. Fair.
Run free, Pandora.
Yes. You can't add players unless there's that guy from the G League that suddenly can come in and play in the post. Sorry. Yes.
Look at her run. Hair flowing in the wind.
Mike goes, God, we're really bad at shortstop in mid-March. Anthony Servideo would fix this problem. That would help. Let's do that.
Run, Pandora. Oh, she looks so happy. Oh, it's so exciting to watch her just be free. Hair flowing in the wind, just carefree, almost skipping down the road.
Reminds me of the old tournament baseball stuff back when I coached the kids, and you'd have the tournaments on the weekends, and there was a rule where you could add up to 2 non-roster players for every tournament. So, and how this works, because it's all about the kids and making sure that the spirit of the competition is what matters. It was never the 2-foot-nothing kid that gets added to the roster. It's He-Man and Hercules added to the roster for that Saturday morning pool play game. The kid coming in throwing 78 miles an hour at 12 years old. You go, oh, you just happened upon him this morning to fill the lineup, huh, bud? Okay.
Yeah, I remember when that happened to Carson in his 1 year of travel baseball. That was the end of it. It was, we're at the I think it was Senatobia. I'm sure it was the prestigious Senatobia Invitational on a cold Saturday morning in March, and they bring in ringers.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, coach, you're in this for the kids. Sure, buddy.
It's one of my favorite comedy bits, and I forget which one does it, and it's the baseball dad talking. He goes, yeah, we got the World Series. We won it this weekend. And he goes, you won like the Summer League World Series? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, what's next week? He goes, well, it's the World Series for the whatever. He's like, hold on a minute. How many are there? And he's like, how many teams are in it? And he's like, 68, the different pools. It's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Baseball Media Day is next Tuesday. So whatever day that is, February 10th.
There you go. Makes sense.
There we go.
You were worried. See, I told you it was all going to work out.
I wasn't really worried. It just was not in the email that I was anticipating it being in. I was late on my credential, but I guess I'm okay. I haven't heard that there was a problem, so
I think we'll be fine.
we'll be all right. Yeah. So anyway, is Trinidad going to hear this week? What do you think?
No.
He probably didn't mean Senatobia. It was probably South Haven with Snowden Grove. That's probably where Carson was.
Actually, I think it was Senatobia.
Was it really Senatobia?
I could be wrong. I don't know. He got in the truck and he goes, "Dad, I think I'm just going to play soccer." I said, "I get you."
It was the right move.
Oh, definitely. It all worked out. It was just, in that moment, it was just, that was a long day.
How old was he?
11?
Okay.
I knew the body. I had to watch him. You know, sit in it. He had to sit in it for a full day.
Well, I love the kids. We had a great time. I really enjoyed my time because I was around college when I did it, coaching between 9 and 13-year-olds. But my favorite moment, it was this kid on the end of the bench, and I loved him to death. He was bad at baseball, but he was one of my favorite kids. And you put him in, and I walked over. I probably told the story. I walked over to him, and I was like, "Hey, look!" And I knew he had no chance of hitting the behemoth that was on the mound or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, we're just going to try to bunt here. So like, just they're not going to expect it. Just do this and like whatever." And I was like, I think we've got a chance of you possibly getting this down. And he gets in the on deck circle and he starts practicing his square rounds.
That's
and
great.
He's literally squaring around in the on deck circle of every pitch. I'm like, well, the hell with that. Never mind. Good luck. Have at it. See how it goes. Like, all right.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. So it's all good. So, all right. We will coverage Rebels 24/7. Coleman's actually has some football content up this morning. We got basketball from last night. Got some baseball stuff. We'll have more of that as the week moves on. Still got Neil's picks for Super Bowl. He's got a mailbag up today. We got Around the Horn coming this week. So plenty of stuff coming, Rebels 24/7. And then we'll be back tomorrow with Jeffrey. And then I guess Henry's guys tomorrow afternoon. We haven't even discussed it, but I think that's where we are.
So.
Yeah, so we'll have that for you, all that coming up the rest of the week. So take care, and we will talk to you soon.